is it about time for you to take your at-home pregnancy test? But you're wondering, which pregnancy test is best? Well, in this video, I test out 3 different types of pregnancy tests, and I'll let you know what I think is the best one. I am Corinne Smart, and welcome to Wannabe Mama. What led me to making this video is I had just completed an embryo transfer. So we're gonna do a little experiment. I have my blood test for my embryo transfer on Tuesday, and today is Friday. So it's 5 days before my blood test to let me know if I'm pregnant or not. And I was just curious which pregnancy test at home is the most accurate, or which one will let me know sooner if I was pregnant or not. Most pregnancy tests claim they can let you know 5 days sooner, and I was 5 days away from having my blood draw pregnancy test to let me know if I was pregnant. We're gonna buy different versions of pregnancy tests to see which one is best. I was 5 days out, and I'm like, hey, what the heck? Let's just try it out. And this is what happened. So I bought 3 types of tests. We're gonna do the Clearblue digital test that tells you 5 days sooner, the first response 6 days sooner, and then the dollar store pregnancy test. This one doesn't tell you if it's like 5 days sooner, I think it's just when you are supposed to have your period. So we're just gonna see which one works the best. So I did 2 things. I wanted to test to see which one told me sooner that I was pregnant. I also decided to take a test every day leading up to the blood draw to see if the pregnancy indicator lines got darker on the pregnancy tests as the days went by to let me know if I was more and more pregnant. Before I tested these 3 pregnancy tests, I made sure to save my morning urine in a cup, and then I just used that cup to test all the pregnancy sticks. And I would do that for 5 days. So every morning I would pee in the cup and then just use that urine for those tests that day. So let's start testing them. I told myself I wouldn't do this, that I would just wait till the blood test, because this is really dumb testing beforehand. Okay, so I was struggling with infertility for about 6 years at that point. So doing this pregnancy test experiment was kind of hard for me because I didn't know if I was pregnant and I didn't want my bubble to burst if I wasn't pregnant. So Andrew, with these tests, since it's so early on, you have to look for a very, very faint line. And the line will not be dark at the moment. Mm-hmm. Okay. You take your urine and you use a little pipette and you put it right in this little circle. The digital test. This test takes a long time, by the way. So it will literally take like 3 to 5 minutes. Dipping it in. It's thinking. This one is the first response, 6 days sooner. 2 lines means you're pregnant, 1 line means you're not. Okay, this one's thinking too.
All right.
Okay.
There you go.
So it's the faintest line. I told my husband that I do not want to see the pregnancy tests. I just want you to see them and tell the camera if yes, I'm pregnant or no, I'm not pregnant. Thanks to the digital pregnancy test, he saw that I was pregnant, so he called me down to look at the pregnancy sticks within minutes of taking the first ones. Okay, so Andrew told me I wasn't gonna look at anything, but he told me to come look at the pregnancy tests. I was crying because why would he call me down other than for good news? So excuse the tears. Okay. Oh my god! This one never works. Hello. It says that I'm pregnant. Sorry, I'm crying. And it says 5 days sooner, so, okay. This one is the first response. If you can see, there's a very faint line. Oh my gosh, that doesn't happen. And then this one is a dollar store pregnancy test. If you can see, it's a very faint line, but there's a very faint line right there. I have never had 3 pregnancy tests, like all at one time, tell me that I was pregnant. Okay. After many, many times of taking at-home pregnancy tests, just know that these tests will not show a line unless the test detects HCG in your urine. So if you see a little line, no matter how dark it is, just know that that's a positive pregnancy test. Sorry, I know you don't like me crying, but that's amazing. Okay, we're not gonna freak out. Calm. Embryo transfer finally maybe worked, maybe. It's saying it worked. The third one. Okay. I took the test 5 days in a row to see if the lines got darker, and I will show you them all lined up. Forgive me, but the digital ones, the battery died. It doesn't last forever, but all of the digital ones show that I was pregnant. But I will line up the first responses and the dollar store pregnancy test side by side, and so you can see if the line got darker over time. Do note that these are sitting for a while, so the lines might appear darker in this video than it would show for you because they've been sitting for a while, but a line is still a line. Okay, so here are all the pregnancy tests lined up from day 1 up to day 5. So 5 days before my blood draw pregnancy test up to the day of my pregnancy test. So the first response, you can see that the line is significantly darker than the dollar store pregnancy test. You can barely see it. Like, I promise you it's there. So the first response, you can see the line gets a little darker every single day leading up to day 5. And the window is just, there's no doubt, like I'm pregnant. The dollar store pregnancy tests, you can see the line, it's so faint up until day 5. If you didn't know what you were looking for, you would probably think that this test was a negative, but there is a very faint line. It does show the line on every single day. So to sum up, all the pregnancy tests showed that I was pregnant 5 days sooner. If I was going to recommend one of these 3, I would recommend the dollar store, the first response. I didn't have the best experience with the digital one because I did have an IUI once and I got pregnant off of it, and I took the digital one 2 weeks after my IUI when they told me to take a pregnancy test. It said that I was not pregnant, but I totally was. So I don't really trust the digital one, but I've always had a positive experience with the dollar store and with the first response. If you really don't want to guess at all, I would just stick with the first response pregnancy test because the view window is a lot bigger and the line is way more visible than the dollar one. If you're trying to save money, then go with the dollar store. That is my recommendation. If you've had an IUI and you took a trigger shot, I would just wait until your 2 weeks is up to take an at-home pregnancy test because you could have a false positive. If you're new to Wannabe Mama, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notification button. My channel offers infertility support as well as motherhood support. My next video will be about pregnancy symptoms, and then I'll be doing another video about testing for the baby's gender really early on in pregnancy. So keep an eye out for that. I'm on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you guys have questions, let me know in the comments section below or again on social media. I hope this month is the month for you and that you are finally pregnant. Thank you for watching Wannabe Mama. Good luck, ladies. Show Mama.